Hello America, how we doing? Let me take a break here for a second. I'm gonna catch you up on all the different things that have been going on. Oh, mercy. What's this world coming to, huh? Where have I been? I've been here at home. Last January and early February, mid-February I guess, went out to Arizona, hung out there at the RTR, and then went up to Parker for the races, and then up to Lake Havasu for the boat races. Hung around, did all that stuff, and it was about a 6-week journey, I guess. On the way back home, I stopped in Tucson and went to the Air Museum, and those are the last videos I put out. I figured I better put a video out today. A lot of you have been sending emails to me and on the comments asking, Stan, where are you at? What happened to you? Where are you going? No, I haven't been anywhere. I just been taking a break. Got a little down in the dumps, I guess. I don't know. Things aren't working out the way I hoped they would. I thought I would retire from trucking and buy an RV and go travel around. And Pam and I had this big elaborate plan. Not really an elaborate plan. We had a plan to go out and do some things, and I wasn't able to talk about it because of her job. Okay. And she works downtown Dallas at a big high-rise building, financing, and she's in finance at one of the banks. And she's up to the age where she can retire now and get a nice little pension and all that kind of stuff. And then she had her regular job, I had my trucking job, and we got to thinking, we've got money saved in the bank, and you know, everything's looking pretty good over there and all that. Why don't we go ahead and retire? And so we made this plan a year ago, back in January of 19, I guess it was. She said, yeah, I think I'll go do that RV thing now. And so we planned on, she wanted to work the rest of 19 up until January 2000. And anyway, it was all going to work out to where somewhere around right now, she'd be retiring from her job. And the plan was to sell her house, sell everything. I keep this property out here, my shop and this little bit of land I've got. But sell her house and sell her car and sell my pickup and buy a Jeep and buy an RV and, you know, RV pulling a Jeep towed, you know, drive around the country. Well, that was the idea. And of course, you know, you live on savings, you burn through your savings pretty quick. So we got to thinking, all right, well, she'd have her pension, and I'd have my YouTube money, and we add that up, and I'm like, well, you know, that'll cover the week, you know, the daily costs, the daily, you know, the month-to-month expenditures, you know, gas, food, insurance, cell phones, you know, that kind of stuff, just your day-to-day living expenses out there on the road. And then the truck wreck happened, and we all know about the truck wreck. And I was gonna sell the truck somewhere around December of 19, and I had the wreck in June. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, what do I do? Everybody's, well, just buy another truck. Buy another truck, Stan. Why don't you just go out and buy another truck? I had a million comments about just go buy another truck and get back to work, you know. Well, here I am. I'm like, I don't have the truck. Why would I buy a truck just to run it for about 5 months is all? And then have to turn around and sell it, probably take a loss, and probably take a loss about what the money I'd made during those 5 months. It would have been a wash. It would have been a break even. So while after the accident, we went on vacation up to Colorado, and on the way back through, we came through Kansas, and around the 4th of July last year, we stopped in Kansas there at Kirk's house, and we got to talking to him, and he said, well, why don't you just come up and work for me? So he hired me to come up and drive truck during harvest and all through fall harvest too. That's why I was on farming for so long. And I've been wanting to tell you people all of this so much for so long, and I've been holding off because I didn't want to jeopardize her job. Oh, okay, so I can't say anything. I couldn't say anything to you people about any of this. So everybody's like, well, why did he do the farming thing for so long? Why did he go buy this big RV? He had the van. Why go buy that big RV? Well, the van's too small for two of us, and I didn't really want to live full time in that van. You know, even it was more of a vacation van, just to go on little short trips. You know, a month-long trips, things like this. You know, go to Alaska, you know, that type of stuff. So we started looking for RVs, and we looked at all kinds of different ways of going. You know, do we buy a fifth wheel? Do we buy a Class C or a Class A or whatever? And like I said, all the ones we looked at, I just wasn't happy with. So we ended up buying this big old Prevost. So we bought this Prevost, and we wanted to buy it in late December because of tags and, you know, the property, you know, the taxes on it and stuff like this. You know, when you register it in Texas, you have to, whenever you register it, you got to bring it back every year on that month to get inspected and get new registration and all that. And you have to be in Texas to do it. So I didn't want to buy an RV in June or July because we'd be up in Canada or someplace. And so we had it all, you know, we'd really thought this out, really worked it out. Everything was going to work great, you know. We're going to wait till December, you know, work for Kirk for 6 months or 5 months or whatever, and then come down and start shopping for an RV, which we did. Bought it in November, registered it in December, and then went to, she wanted to wait until about February or March to leave her job. And I wanted to go to the RTR, so I went out by myself in the RTR, kind of a maiden voyage kind of thing. Went out there with it and checked things out and see how things are going, and, you know, shakedown cruise. You know how the Navy, they do shakedown cruises. Anyway, I went out there and did that, got the solar all working, got everything all working okay, and we come back home, and my YouTube had just fallen on its butt, especially, you know, during the farming videos. I was getting 10,000 views per video, and I went and did the farming stuff, and it dropped down to about 1,000 or 2,000 per video, and the money just dried up on me. It just completely dried up. And I understand it. It's a trucking channel, and I'm not trucking anymore, so all the truck drivers aren't watching anymore. Most of them aren't, and it's just everything just kind of fell apart. It just you know. The revenue on the YouTube, I still got my core audience. You know, I got about 2,000 people that watch everything I put out. I mean, they're very loyal and faithful core viewers, and the rest of them, the 43,000. So I got 40,000 people that just kind of occasionally watch or don't watch at all. You know, they watch that one that viral video that I had about the 18 speed, how to shift an 18 speed. And it went viral, and people maybe signed up for, you know, subscribed, but then never watched anything. So I got a lot of subscribers, but I don't really have that many viewers. And viewers is what counts, not subscribers. I have 1 million viewers and only 3 people watch, then you don't have a following, you know. So anyway, I got back home, and we had a heart-to-heart talk back in February when I got home. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And as you can tell, the start of this video, I'm taking the solar panels. I just took them off today. Took the solar panels off the RV. Why? Because I put it up for sale about a week ago, or, you know, about a week or so ago. I put it up for sale, and it's on rvtrader.com if you want to go look it up. 96 Prevost, and anyway, so I put it up for sale to see if it can sell it, and so I put this up, and of course, God's smiling down on me, isn't he? The coronavirus hits, and everybody, oh, we can't go anywhere. We're quarantined to the house. Everybody has to stay home, and we're where we are right now. I'm making this video on, what is today? Tuesday, the 24th, I think. I'm gonna put this out tomorrow morning on the 25th. So anyway, we are where we're at right now with all the towns shutting down. Dallas is shut down. Fort Worth is shut down. You can still drive around and go. They don't want you going into businesses and all that. Less than 10 people kind of thing. No large crowds. And you know all about that on watching the news. So I can't go anywhere. I can't really do anything, and nobody really wants to leave where they're at I had a guy from Alabama called, and he's really interested in it, but he doesn't want to drive all the way over here because of this coronavirus. So, got an RV. I probably won't be able to sell in the near future, and no job. Can't go anywhere anyway. So, what do? You come out, you take the solar panels off, and you get busy on the shop. And what I've been doing the last few weeks around the shop, well, let me walk around and show you. Let me get a drink here. All right. Oh, excuse me. What I've been running around the shop out here, and over here by my neighbor, there used to be an old farmhouse out here. There's the road out there, and there used to be a little farmhouse, and there's a couple trees around here. And when I bought the property, I started doing a little, let me see here, let me get you squared away. Yep, hit the wrong button. There we go. I'll get it right here a minute. Okay, been a while since you used the camera. So anyway, there used to be a little house here, and a little barn or something was here. I don't really know. It was all gone when I got here, but there were remnants. There's things in the ground. I'd find hinge clasps, hinges and door gate latches and stuff like that. I found a little area full of bricks and everything, which is probably a little walkway from behind the house out to a shed or something. Anyway, cleaned all this place up. There used to be a lot of little sapling trees around here. I had a little small forest of sapling trees, and I cleaned them all out. Anyway, they're over there. There's a concrete slab, and that concrete slab, whenever I'd find a chunk of metal or didn't need some metal or whatever, that became my scrap pile, and I threw scrap out there. Well, about 2 weeks ago, I went out there and cleaned that up. Spent a whole day cutting it up small enough, putting it in the back of the pickup, took it down to the scrapyard, made 3 trips. Actually, it was about 2 days I did that. Took 3 trips down to the scrapyard and got rid of all that scrap iron. I've been doing things like that. You know the honey-do list? Well, I got the Stanley do list. So I come out here, I cleaned the shop up. It was really, really dirty and filthy, and it's getting dirty again. But I really cleaned that up. You remember the van used to sit right here when I was working on it. It was in this bay. And when I bought it, it had the passenger seats in it. So I had to take all the passenger seats out. Well, I brought them all into this other room in here. And this is the other part of the shop. It's a 40 by 60 shop. It's 40 foot north and south and 60 foot east and west. And I got this divider wall here at one of the 20-foot marks. So this room, the shop area, is 40 by 40. And then this other room, which was going to be like a man cave kind of thing, maybe put a pool table in here and a wet bar and big screen TV and a place to go watch the football games and stuff, watch NASCAR, that kind of stuff. Anyway, that was what I was going to build this room here with. This was 5 years ago I thought of this. And anyway, I brought all those, there's a dividing wall here that holds the roof up, okay? You get that. So anyway, I brought in those seats. I brought them in here and I set them right in this area right here. And they sat there and sat there. And basically it was just a good place for mice to make nests. So I had to get rid of them. So I took them and cut all the upholstery and foam off and took the frameworks down to scrap iron. Did all that. I tried to sell them, but nobody wanted them, You go on eBay and all those seats only bring maybe 100, 150 bucks. And it just, to me, it wasn't worth it. I made 20 bucks on the scrap iron. So anyway, did that. That was a whole nother day there. Just been going around doing all these little things that I've been wanting to do. Out here, you see my cargo trailer out here? Oh, it's too dark. Let's get outside where it's a little, the contrast is better. Okay, where are we at here? See right there, the cargo trailer? That's a cargo trailer I've got, and right beside it, I had a drag. When we poured all this rock in here, now a lot of grass has grown up through there since, but I got a lot of rock out here, so, dang it, the lighting. I got all this rock out here, and when we poured it and used a bobcat to spread it, I built this drag and I drug it around behind my lawnmower and smoothed out the gravel, okay? Well, I made it out of 4x4s and big piece of angle iron and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, it's sat out there for the last 4 years and just kind of rotted away. So I chopped that all up, took it over here to my burn pile, burnt that all the nasty wood, bad wood. Kept the angle iron sitting over there now. I had a bunch of these tree limbs. These old elm trees, when the wind blows, the branches break off pretty easy. And I had all these little limbs. I had an old tree out here, had a big old limb fell off of it. So I cut all this stuff up and burnt on days when it wasn't windy. That's what I've been doing. All these days I've been out here farting around at the shop, just doing stuff. And that was 3 weeks ago, then 2 weeks ago. Then this past week, I decided on the inside of my shop, now it's a metal barn, and there's metal on this dividing wall, there's metal. But on the outside walls, it was like, oh, right here. It was like here, you get your red iron, and you've got your outside skin, and then nothing. So what I did, I had some insulation that I got years ago, and I'll explain that later. But I had all this insulation, I put it on the wall, and I put the OSB over the top of it, all the way to the top. And I did this years ago on this room. This room I hadn't done anything to, okay? Hadn't done anything to it. So what I did was, this insulation, I've got all these stacks and stacks of insulation. It's styrofoam insulation, and it fit, what do you know, it fits perfect. It's 4 inches, and the walls are 4 inches. So I sticked it in here, okay, and in the cracks, when there's a little crack, I put a little crack sealer foam, and that kind of glues it all together so it stays in there. And then you come along and put this OSB over it, screw that to the walls, and now you've got a hard shell insulated wall. And insulated for temperature, so I can put heat in here, but also insulated for sound. When the wind blows, it doesn't rattle like it normally would. So I did all that. Another little project I've got, I bought these windows about 3 years ago, and I've never put them in. I need to frame this red iron. I need to frame this out and put these 2 windows in here. These 2 windows, I don't know, it's getting long-winded, isn't it? But anyway, these 2 windows will be someday right here where these blue tape is, and I'll have 2 windows in here, and that'll let light into that room because there's no other windows in there. Long-term plans on this shop. One of these days, right in this area, probably about right here, I want to put like a pot-bellied stove of some type and a chimney stove that goes in. It goes out through this wall, you know, outside wall, but it's underneath this awning, so therefore water can't run in it. And it elbows and then goes up through the ceiling outside on this awning. And if it leaks on the awning, it just leaks outside, it doesn't leak inside. So that's one idea there. Little pot-belly wood stove there. So when it's cold in winter, I can put some heat in here. Another thing is in here, once I build this all out someday, and over in this corner here, I might put another little stove with some brick and stuff like that in the corner, and then do the same thing outside. Basically have 2 wood-burning stoves in here. That's just an idea. When I first planned this shop out, that was kind of a long-term plan someday. So anyway, I've been doing that type of stuff. Just cleaning, fixing, moving, taking care of all the different things I've been putting off. This honey-do list that I've been putting, or Stanley-do list that I've been putting off for years. So, coronavirus is going to force me to stay home. Well, let's do things while we're home, I guess. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. Where am I going from this? Selling the RV. Whenever the RV sells, let me sit you back down here. Aim you back up. There we go. Oh, too much. Anyway, RV sells. Take the money, put it back in the bank, and at that time, figure out what to do. There's a real good chance, 90% real good chance I'll probably go out and buy another big sleeper truck and go back to work, okay? Pam's gonna continue on at her job, and I think I'm just gonna go back to trucking, and we're gonna put this whole retirement scheme behind us for about 4 or 5 more years. That way she actually gets up into her Social Security, I get closer to my Social Security, and maybe by then, I don't know, it's just, things aren't right. The stars are not aligned for me right now. So that's where I'm going with this. I guess that's the short version of all that. The stars are not aligned for me. So I think, like I tell everybody, I think I'm just going to back up and punt. So, what am I going to do from now on with the YouTube? I don't know. I probably won't until I go back to trucking. I probably won't be doing a 3 video a week deal, a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday like I always had. I might go maybe a once a week kind of deal. I don't know. We'll see. Just don't unsubscribe. Stay with me, and one of these days I'll be back in my groove. But right now, right now I'm not in my groove, and I don't feel, I don't know. In a way, I feel a little depressed, I guess. I don't want to go into, oh, I'm depressed, clinical depression. I don't want to go into that, but today's a beautiful sunny day. That's why I'm making a video. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. Yesterday, all last week was rainy and overcast and drizzly, and at night a thunderstorm would come in, and all day it'd be overcast. Sitting at home, watching TV, click, and I just got into a funk, and I don't know. I'll get back with it. I'll get back with it. So for that, I'll let you go. Hope you understand my predicament. I don't have a lot to talk about right now. People, friends of mine would call up and say, "Hey, I haven't seen a video in a while." I'm like, "Well, what should I talk about? I'm sitting at home with nothing to do. I'm not traveling, not doing anything. I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I mean, what am I going to make a video of?" And then so many people got to talking and emailing me and stuff like that. I mean, quite a few. Stan, are you okay? I mean, I guess the last they saw I was out in Arizona. I don't think about that because in my life I know where I'm at. And I don't know. People are like, "Are you okay? Last time we saw you, you were in Tucson and at the Air Museum, and I know they got some coronavirus out there. And oh my God, did you get coronavirus?" Maybe people, I could think, well, maybe people think I'm in the hospital or something. So anyway, another reason I had to make a video today. I got a phone call yesterday. Camo Dave called me. Where are you at? What are you doing? So when Camo Dave gives me a personal call and wants to know where I'm at, I figure I better get on the ball and make a video. So, love you, Camo Dave. So anyway, that's enough for me. I'm rambling now. So y'all be good. If I come up with an idea or whatever, I'll be making videos again. But until I come up with ideas, I'm kind of taking a little respite from it. I have nothing else to do, or I have nothing to talk. I have nothing to do to talk about. And just coming out here and burning a tree is not much of a video. So, ciao, I guess. Y'all have a good one and be safe out there and do your social distancing and all that kind of nonsense. The worst thing about all this? They canceled NASCAR. What's a man to do? What's a man to do?